All right. So with the bugbear down, then you can interact with the tiefling. She'll give you a soul coin if you handle that right. Don't forget to dig up the treasure chest. And then if you come over here, this is where you would use the mage hand early. You can take that chest and throw it up onto the ledge, have somebody open it up. It's random what's inside. It can be pretty useful stuff. Then you're going to run into your first vendor in the Druid's Grove. He has some interesting items. I would say the Spell Thief bow is probably the most interesting. If you have a character who's going to be throwing weapons, the Ring of Flinging is very important. The other stuff I would say you can pretty much pass on. You're going to want to convince Roland and his siblings to stick it out in the Druid's Grove so that they will continue to be part of your story. You go talk to Auntie Ethel. She's going to give you a free greater potion of healing. And then she is also a vendor. Every time you take a long rest, you can come to her and get 3 strength potions. So if you're playing a class where you want to have strength, but you don't want to invest in the strength stat, she can be useful. You could stock up on strength potions. And you go meet Damon. He sells some basic weapons and armor, which can be useful. Then you go and talk to Zevlor, who's going to explain to you that the druids want to kick him out. And then there's a ladder behind him. You can go up and talk to Lacrissa, make a bet with her. There's a hidden chest up on the ridge. From the ridge, if you want to get Karlach early, you can use that Deluxe Edition flying potion to fly down there and have her join your party. You'll probably have to replace one of your existing members. But since you've grabbed the Druid Grove waypoint, you can then port right back. I think on this run, I was looking to see if there was any other way for me to go, but there isn't. When you port away, she's going to get upset about her personal quest. That's fine. She's not going to get so upset that she'll leave. And now she's a part of your party. So then you want to get your people out of the Zevlor area. You're going to find out that one of the little tiefling kids has pickpocketed Barth, and he's upset about it. If you save the kid from Barth, that will improve your reputation among the pickpocketing kids, among the, I guess, miscreant kids. They're all led by Mole. And I mainly do that because it's going to lead to the Ring of Protection eventually. So now at this point, I've gone back to camp. I'm talking to Withers, that he was someone who joined my camp after the abandoned cathedral area. And you can use him to respec your characters. So I'm going to start setting up my characters for how I would like them to be for the rest of the game. So I think I had some level of indecision about what I wanted to do with my characters at this point, because here I'm setting up Shadowheart as a barbarian. Later on, I'm going to have her set up as a strength ranger. Lazelle, I'm setting her up as a spellcaster. She's going to be the wild magic missile, one of the only wild magic builds that I have. It's amusing. It's also a pretty big risk on a honor mode run where you can't redo anything, but it was fun for this one. So I'm setting her up, and obviously sorcerers are a charisma-based class, so you want to invest heavily in charisma. And then I'm going to do a build that I've never tried before with Karlach. This is somebody else's build. It's called the Bowsinger. It's an attempt to combine the benefits of blade singing with being a ranged character. And there are some interesting things that you can get as a result of that. But I think overall, by the time the run is over, I'm going to have to say I wasn't super happy with the outcome. And some of that could be that I handicapped it. I decided I wanted to do a dual wielding ranged version of the Bowsinger, it might have worked out better if I had just gone with like a longbow or something like that. So the strength ranger is going to be 4 levels in ranger and 8 levels in fighter. The wild magic missile is going to be 11 levels in sorcerer and 1 level in wizard. And the Bowsinger is going to be 6 levels in wizard, 1 level in fighter for the archery fighting style, and then the remaining 5 levels in bard is going to be a bard college of swords, and that's going to be for the extra shots that it gives you, the slashing flourish in particular, very useful from the College of Swords. You'll find throughout all of my runs, I do spend a lot of time organizing inventory, trying to keep everything together in a neat and orderly fashion. So that's something I do quite often. I think at this point with Shadow Heart, I am trying to do a Barbarian Warlock mix. If you are not in honor mode, a Barbarian Warlock mixture gives you 3 attacks per attack action at level 10. That is not true when you're in honor mode. They have programmed it so that in honor mode, the barbarian extra attack does not stack with the deepened pact extra attack from warlocks. So that was just an interesting thing. I think when I started this run, I did not know that there was that limitation. So later on, I will find it out, and that's when I think I change her over to a strength-based ranger. I generally spend a good deal of time organizing my action bar as well. I like to keep it as 2 lines, and I like to have access to all my spells too, and so that can lead to some mental gymnastics. There's actually quite a lot to do in the Druid's Grove. There are steps along Lae'zel's storyline. There are new storylines that get introduced. Zevlor is a recurring character throughout the entire game. This family who's concerned about their daughter, Volo. There's Will. There's Mole. Even Aradin is a recurring storyline if you play it right. When you come down into the Druid's Grove, you do want to make sure you visit Volo before he leaves. He has the Whispering Promise, which is a very powerful ring. It adds bless to all of your healing actions on that character. It is best overall if you rescue Arabella. So thankfully that went my way. You get some improved dialogue with Shadowheart. You get to learn more about her. If you go into the side room, there is a chest hidden behind the bookcase, and if you unlock it, you will find some secret communications from Kaga. And the reason why I'm pursuing that is because if you uncover Kaga's treachery, that gives you a path to getting the druids to stop their ritual. And once they stop their ritual, then you have the ability to complete the Tiefling Children's storyline, which gives you the Ring of Protection. So that's all part of that. Kind of in line with the main storyline, you want to come and talk to Nettie. She's not really going to try to heal you. If you read the subtext of what's going on, she is planning to kill you. But since your companions are there, she decides not to do that and asks you to find Halsin, who has a better chance of being able to heal you. And she also charges you with drinking some poison if you find yourself changing into a mind flayer. There is some free herbs, which are useful. And then there's this bird you can talk to. You can get a key and some gold from him. The key is for the chest that we already grabbed and unlocked. If you pretend to throw a fish, the bear will move and go to sleep. That will give you access to that elevator. That can be useful sometimes. Then if you come down to the shore here, there's a rock you can move and you get an amulet that gives you lesser restoration. You can steal some fish from the bear. He won't get mad about it. And don't forget that there's a chest hiding out in the water back there. Particularly useful if you have some ranged characters. There's always special arrows in that chest. From here, I generally like to head on up and talk to Alfira. She's very useful to keep alive, which I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're not playing a Dark Urge, you absolutely can keep her alive. And she gives you a very powerful item in Act 2. If you have any kind of charisma-based character, it might be worthwhile. From there, you want to head down to the beach. Don't forget to head on over to this little offshoot and dig up the treasure chest. It's random what's in it. Then you're going to prepare yourself and head down to the water where you're going to want to try to save this child. If for some reason you fail at saving the child, which you absolutely can fail at, if he gets close to the Harpies, he can get killed. So if you fail at saving him, that ruins your opportunity to get the Ring of Protection. So all of this that I'm doing now is not only for experience, it's also to gain access to this ring. So the child will start and he will be charmed by the Harpies. Generally speaking, if you have somebody with Sanctuary in your party, then you will have the ability to cast Sanctuary on him and keep him alive. And that can be a motivation to keep Shadowheart as a trickery cleric. But if you haven't done that and you don't have Sanctuary, then really you just have to hope for the best. Try to break their concentration on their song. That's one way to try to deal with it. On honor mode, you can't undo anything. So if he gets killed, he gets killed, and that's that. And I think this one went pretty badly for me. Like Karlak goes down almost immediately. They do 60 damage to her right up front. Your own characters can get lured by the Harpies, which takes them out of the fight, and that's pretty rough because there's 4 of them and they do hit pretty hard. So I think one of the things that I'm trying to do here is I want to keep the Harpies away from the child as much as I can. I drank a potion of swiftness to try to help manage the chaos a little bit. Obviously, if one of your party members goes down, you do have scrolls of resurrection, so that can help. So now we're down to 3 Harpies. That's good. That's a little less pressure on the table. So I think I'm just kind of trying to consider what am I going to do with my bonus action here. The Harpies are programmed that if the song stops, another one will step in and start singing. So that's kind of what happened there. And then, let's see, this one flies over. Nope, he doesn't get the kid, so that's good. But now, Shadowheart remains lured, and it looks like the kid resisted the song, so that's very lucky. He's going to disengage and try to run away, which can be very helpful. Looks like my main is also lured. This fight can go really badly in that you can end up having all of your characters lured, and you can spend, a round or 2 not being able to do anything while the Harpies are, doing basically whatever they want. and that can really be devastating, especially on an honor mode run. So there is a large element of risk to this combat. Now, in this one, the way the game is programmed is a little generous in that if you resist their song, which I think at tabletop D&D that would be a roll that you would make at the end of your turn. And so at the table, if you resisted that charm, you would still not be able to act, even though you hadn't used your actions. In the game, if you haven't used your actions and you resist the charm at the end of your turn, then you also get the opportunity to use your actions. So that's pretty generous. That's pretty different than tabletop D&D. I do have quickened magic here. Kind of surprised to see that I'm not using it. You can use quickened magic on your sorcerer. There we go. To get an extra action. And I still have spell slots to burn, so really you want to get through this as quick as you can. Magic Missile is incredibly useful at low levels. It's basically guaranteed to hit all the time, where all of your other spells and attacks are not. So if you have Magic Missile, you should definitely be using it. And then you can see the Harpies are programmed to constantly be recasting their luring song. And so Shadowheart and Baevielle both got lured by that. And so now I'm going to try to put an end to that. Use a magic missile with Karlach. See how much damage we can do. And it did break the song, so that's great. So that's basically kind of the main thing is you want to continually break their charm on your characters, because if your characters can't do anything, you're never going to win the fight. And these Harpies hit very hard. Like I said, they did 60 damage to Karlach before she even had an opportunity to react. But now we're down to just the one Harpy, so I think this is pretty much over. She's not singing, so it looks like Murkon is able to run away, and it looks like he's probably going to survive the combat. And it's just a matter of figuring out how to put those last 11 points of damage onto the Harpy.